Hello, this is Joshua Monhay with Elevate Lane County. We're here at Farwest Steel. We're going to be taking a tour and checking out this facility here in Eugene, Oregon. And with me is Donovan. Donovan, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do here, and what we're going to see today?
Absolutely. So my name is Donovan Day. I am the sales manager here at the Eugene branch for Farwest Steel. So what we do is we distribute carbon steel products as well as manufacture a number of parts from the same products.
Oh, great.
So my position as a sales manager is really in charge of supporting all of our customers and our sales staff to generate as much opportunity and work as possible to keep the warehouse flowing and work rolling through here as much as possible.
And how long have you been at Farwest, or how long have you been
So
here?
26 years.
26 years.
I've been at Farwest Steel.
Oh, wow, that's quite a while.
Yes, sir.
What's the first thing we're going to see?
Well, we're going to step down through here and we're going to walk through our beam yard right here. This is actually what we call Bay 10. All of our areas are indicated by a bay number. This particular warehouse houses primarily wide flange beam and large channel product as well as pipe. We can see that we're unloading a rail car right here of new product that's just come in. This type of product is most commonly known in the construction industry, building new buildings, bridges, and other applications such as that.
Oh, wow.
So there's a number of different sizes of product that's carried, as well as various lengths, as well as we have additional product at other branches and facilities across the Northwest. So Farwest Steel was established in 1956, and we currently have branches in California, Oregon, Washington, Utah, and Idaho, as well as Alaska.
Oh, wow.
And so we share inventory and services across all of those branches to help support all of our customers' needs. As we head in here, we're going to head into Bay 8. Bay 8 is primarily where we have our flat lasers and our press brakes. So we'll get to see a little bit of equipment running in here.
And is some of this equipment going to be in there?
Some of this product might be found in here, yes.
Okay, great.
So inside Bay 8, we don't house as much material in here as leave the room available for processing. What we have here is just a crane moving some product over, getting it stacked up for a large particular job that we've got coming. Over there, you'll see a large laser that's hidden behind a big automated tower. A couple of press brakes we'll talk about in a minute, and another laser right here. So, another laser that's getting ready to, looks like they were waiting for us before they push the start button. So this laser's one of Farwest's many flat lasers. It has a 5-foot by 10-foot table. We can cut plate up to 1 inch thick with it with extremely tight tolerances. We run these lasers 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and with automation, we actually run them with nobody here through the weekend in what we call lights out operation. So most of our operators for these lasers were actually trained to run them here on site.
Oh, you have on-site training.
On-site training, absolutely. Most of our machine operators across all of our equipment actually learned how to run the equipment right here at Farwest. Not that there isn't other opportunities to get an education or some experience elsewhere, but the majority of our operators are all trained on site.
Is there any special skills or qualifications you're looking for to get people back
for a
into that?
machine operator, obviously, attention to detail is always important. Embracing technology. As the years go on, everything is becoming more and more technologically advanced. So everybody has to have a willingness to embrace technology. These machines are regularly getting reinvented more accurate, more capabilities as time goes on with all of the different advancements in technology.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
So we are going to step over here and take a look at our press brake.
Like you said that these machines can cut a very precise cut. How small of a cut can they, how much variance can they have?
On the thinner material is tight as plus or minus 3,000.
And the human hair is how big?
Roughly 10 to 15.
Oh, wow.
So much finer than the average human hair for a tolerance standpoint.
Okay, good.
Over here is our forming department. All of these machines are called press brakes. So what they do is they use a combination of tooling to bend metal with a hydraulic force. So there'll be a V-die in the bottom. There'll be what's called a top punch in the top. The material will go in between the two tools. Hydraulic force will press down, and that part will be formed. Simple parts such as this, very, very simple. And then we have other parts of a much more complex nature. This is actually where I spent the majority of my time when I worked on the shop floor, was operating our press brakes. So we're going to step right down through here where we've got a couple of larger machines, and then we'll head out and around, take a look at some other material along the way. So we like big equipment, as big as we can get. So this is another press brake here. It's actually two different machines that are operated together in tandem, and we can bend material up to 50 feet long with this press brake.
What uses something 50 feet long?
Semi-truck trailers, conveyor applications, a number of different things. And sometimes companies will build conveyors hundreds of feet long, and if they can do components in longer sections, it's fewer joints that they have to put together out in the field.
And I see a lot of forklift drivers and truck drivers around. Are those your people, or?
So all the forklift truck drivers are our people, and some of the semi-drivers are. We also get deliveries from other suppliers with their drivers coming in. So we train and certify all of our forklift drivers in-house. And for our truck drivers for delivering, we do have our own commercial driver's license program where we train our own drivers and help support them to get the CDL.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. That's
yeah,
awesome.
We also do tuition reimbursement for some college courses where they apply to help promote and grow our employees throughout their careers, to help better both themselves as well as help the company.
So you're helping to develop your staff and helping them to train them to be better and do more.
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Absolutely. So we're going to wait for that truck to pass and head right on over. On our way, you'll see we've got railroad tracks going all throughout the facility. And as I had mentioned, when we walked through Bay 10, we were unloading a rail car. So we bring in as much material as we can via rail from all over the country to help avoid freight costs. And we're going to step over here into what we call Bay 1 and 2, which has some additional processing equipment, as well as where we do our welding and fabricating.
So Donovan, what do we have here?
So what we have in here is our full fabrication area. We have our brand new three-dimensional structural laser, and we have our tubing and saw cutting bays over here. So we're going to step around and take a look at this tubing laser real quick. So it's between jobs right now, so the operator's getting it set up for the next job. There's some of the technology, but also a look at the control panel here. When we talk about embracing technology, so this operator only has to fully utilize and operate this control panel, he also has to use a conventional PC along with it for for allocations, batch material, and other products. So this machine will take round tube, square tube, and other shapes and cut profiles in it with a laser similar to the flat laser, but this just does different
that's
shapes.
why it's a 3D laser, right?
That's why it's a 3D laser, absolutely. So again, these operators were all trained on site and usually came from another department. The majority of our operators started either in our parts processing bay or working as a general warehouseman, just pulling product, and then through time, as additional positions come available, they get trained and start being an equipment operator.
So how often do you move people up and do you train them for their next job? Like, is it possible someone could be here for 3 years or 5 years and not move, or
there's always opportunities. Every one of our jobs that are available are always posted internally, at the very least, if not posted outside of the company. So it's very important for us to know what our employees are interested in doing, what they want to aspire to do, because we want to support them along that path. So we do a tremendous amount of internal training and really trying to develop those opportunities.
That's great.
So we're going to step out here and take a look at our fabrication area real quick.
Oh, thank you.
So this is our welding and fabrication bay. So we have a number of different weld cells throughout the bay, and we fabricate things both large and small. All of our welders are certified to an AWS certification, which is the American Welding Society. We have all of our welders certified here. We pay for the certifications. And there's usually our welders have a number of different certifications for the different processes that we execute.
Okay, the certification depends on the type of material they're using, or?
The type of material and the welding process. There's a number of different welding processes, so you have to have a certification for each different process.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And so we're currently operating our welding ship on 2 different shifts. Most welders come here with some level of prior experience, but again, we continue to do training to multiple processes and advance their knowledges as well.
That's awesome.
So we're going to step through here. So as I mentioned before, this is our bay number 2. Primarily houses steel product of tubing and a few other shapes. And we'll pull this product to distribute and sell to customers as is, or we'll pull this product to run on one of the other pieces of equipment and actually make parts for our end using customers.
Will any of the students watching know where any of this is? Like, is this some of the signposts, or is this any equipment in the area?
Could you repeat that?
Oh, any of the materials here, like, would any of the students know where that product's being used?
Absolutely. So we provide parts as well as raw commodities for a number of companies that are here local. Some of them might be known, bulk handling systems, large customer of Farwest Steel. They build large recycling equipment and systems. Peterson Pacific Corporation is another local company that builds very large
wood
equipment.
chippers, right?
Yeah, wood chippers, grinders, absolutely. And also JCI is another local company, Johnson Crushers International, and they build rock crushers and screening equipment as well.
Very cool.
And that's some 3 primary manufacturers in the area. We also support bridge manufacturers as well as building construction.
So we might have driven over a bridge that has some of your materials in it?
Most likely on your way
my
here.
goodness.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Very cool.
So in here we have our plate and sheet bays. So the primary product inventoried in here is flat product, so plate or sheet of a number of different thicknesses and sizes, as well as some of the equipment that will process that material on. So as we move down, we've got plasma equipment, which is similar to a laser. However, a little bit different cutting process. It's faster, and we can cut multiple parts at a time. It's just not quite as accurate. So it depends on what the customers may need. So as we move through, shearing, which is basically a giant pair of metal scissors.
How thick can that cut?
That can cut up to 3/4 of an inch thick.
3/4 of an inch?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
3/4 of an inch and up to 12 feet long. Primarily for shearing rectangles and simple squares and shapes. Most of the profile burning is done here. So our plasmas can cut up to 2-inch thick.
That's like a small textbook.
Yeah.
Or a big textbook.
Big textbook. So the lasers to 1 inch, the shears to 3/4, the plasmas to 2-inch.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about oxy fuel in a minute when we get over there.
Sounds good.
So this equipment right here, again, it's using a punch and die to punch holes. And then once it punched all of the holes, it will actually use a plasma head to cut the perimeter of the part.
Oh, so it puts the holes in so that that way when you cut it, it's less material to cut, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And less chance of it moving, so it's a more accurate part that way.
Oh, very cool.
Again, most of our operators all trained on site, as well as opportunities to move into other areas like parts programming and NC programming, where we actually have people that are sitting at computers making the programs for all of these parts. Oh, wow. This Genie Lift right here is another piece of equipment that you'll see all over the place, especially when they're doing building and road construction. And we provide many of the parts that go into the manufacturing of these booms.
Oh, wow.
It's one of our larger customers, corporate-wide, and we provide millions and millions of pounds of steel every year that go into the manufacture of those booms.
Wow. And you also mentioned trailers too?
Yeah, so that trailer right there is one of our trailers, but it's built by Western Trailer, which is a company over in Idaho that we do a lot of business with, and we probably manufactured some of the parts and provided them with a lot of that steel to manufacture a trailer that we bought from them.
So there's kind of
You're keeping it in the family.
an ecosystem there.
Absolutely,
Very
absolutely.
cool. All right, what are we going to see next?
So we're gonna step around here, and I think there's a couple of employees that they've got to ask some questions of. Perfect.
All right, so Donovan, looks like we've got a few people here. Can you introduce us to your team? Or?
Absolutely. This is Tabitha Harris, Ed Langley, and Tim Lane.
Hey, Tabitha, what do you do here?
I run both cranes in Bay 8.
The cranes are those little big things up in the
Yeah,
air?
the big overhead cranes,
Oh, wow.
magnetic.
Very cool. And what do you do here?
I run the plasma bevel machine in Bay 5.
That's the one, the lasers, right, that are cutting everything?
Yeah, it's the one in the very back.
In the very back. All right, cool. So what are you doing?
I am the day shift supervisor here, and I oversee everything that's going on, make sure our production stuff is on track.
Oh, very cool. And how long have you been here for?
I've been here 31 years.
31 years. So have things changed over the years?
A lot.
What's
New buildings, new equipment. Constantly evolving to the new technology. We've seen a lot of changes over the years.
And what's your favorite piece of equipment, or what's your favorite thing you've seen develop?
Well, the 3D structural laser, is a very intricate piece. We can make all kinds of tubes and beams and different designs out of those. The high defs, that's kind of where we all started. We had the oxy fuel machines. So over time, each new piece of equipment becomes a new favorite based on what it can do.
That's cool. And how long have you been with
I've been here 16 years.
16 years. So a few things have changed. Maybe not as much as when he started, right?
Yeah, a lot has changed in 16 years.
Yeah?
We've got, like he said, we've gotten a lot of new equipment since I've been here.
Oh, cool.
A lot of the things that you guys seen today, like the structural laser he's talking about that's over here in Bay 1, and 54, the plasma bevel machine that I run, it's new since I've been here. So yeah, there's been a lot in 16 years.
So obviously you didn't start then with that machine because you said the machine just got here. So what did you start? What was your first position?
When I started here, I started as a production assistant and slagging areas, deburring parts and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
and
the
then,
guy that's like taking all the little pieces and taking all the pieces of metal
and
off?
knocking all the metal and stuff off of it. And I started doing that, and then after that, I started running the overhead cranes.
Okay.
I did that for about 12 years, and then the last few years now I've been a machine operator, learning the machines and this and that. Yeah.
Very cool. So crane operators, that's what you do, right? And how long have you been working here?
Going on 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And did you start off doing cranes or?
No, I also started as a production assistant. Actually, the majority of us here started that way.
Oh, really? Did you start there?
I was there as well, yes. Then I moved on to the cranes. I've worked all 3 shifts, pulling orders, loading trucks.
So what do you like about the cranes? What's your favorite part of that job?
Just kind of seeing how powerful they really are and how much material they can pick up with just the magnets themselves. You know, you really feel the intensity when you're standing right next to so many tons of material floating in the air next to you. You know, I think it's just a cool, kind of fun job, like playing a little video game.
And what's the heaviest thing you picked up, you think?
Oof. I
Ballpark
think
it.
probably when we tore apart our Whitney machine, we were using the crane to take it out piece by piece. We actually cut that machine directly in half. And I think taking those halves and bringing it down the bay was probably the heaviest thing I've ever loaded.
Really? And it's like 1 or 2 elephants kind of weight, or do you think heavier than that?
Probably heavier than that.
Oh my goodness.
More like
Wow.
10 elephants.
10
Yeah.
elephants flying through the air, and you get to control that.
Yes.
Nice. So it sounds like everybody moves forward, after a few years.
Yeah.
Do you have your eye on what's next, or do you have an interest in something else? I'm just curious.
I'm looking into becoming a machine operator
Okay.
for laser tables.
Oh wow, kind of what you're doing, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's a little different process, than what I do, but pretty much the same gist. Yeah, the same
very
thing.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I've already actually been cross training on it for some time now.
Oh wow. So it sounds like you're excited about this. and the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Cool. And Darvin, you started, right?
I started.
You started where? Did you do the
I,
deburring?
I started sweeping the floor and cleaning the bathroom.
Okay, so everybody works their way up, it sounds like.
Not everybody, but the
Okay.
vast majority of
majority.
our team here has started kind of at the bottom and worked their way up.
Nice.
Now that doesn't mean that there isn't opportunities for other individuals with previous experience and previous educations. That's always a plus. But there is a lot of opportunity for people with very, very little experience.
Oh wow, and it sounds like you train everybody and cross-train everyone, and everybody seems pretty happy with their jobs. I mean, you guys enjoy working here? It's a good
Oh,
time?
Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. And is there anything high schoolers should know before you go? Or any piece of advice you want to give them?
If you don't think that you can do this because you've never done it before, nah, come right in. We all train everybody here. Don't be afraid to ask questions ever.
The only thing I would say is, kind of piggyback what Tabitha said there. Don't be afraid of the equipment. Some of it's kind of overwhelming. When I first learned to run the crane, it was like, whoa, like she said, we pick up a lot of heavy things here that can hurt you, but the training and everything that we get here makes it so you don't,
Nice.
Confidence in a person's self, right? If they have that self-confidence and the willingness to learn, the sky's the limit.
Thank you guys so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And
Thanks a bunch, guys.
all right, nice talking to you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So Donovan, it seems like we were able to meet some of your production team. I also noticed that there's administrative offices and there's probably other positions that we haven't been able to cover.
Absolutely. There's a lot more to what makes this company run and operate on a day-to-day business outside of what we just saw out here in the warehouse. So to that point, we do have an administrative staff that really helps to support the warehouse. They're helping to put our batches or work orders together. helping with paperwork. There's entry-level positions with our administrators, certainly.
Okay.
We also have purchasing people, we have sales people, we have people that work in our shipping office, we have our truck drivers, we have accounting individuals, we have credit individuals. So we only saw probably what represents maybe 50% of the employees that really make this go around.
Well, Donovan, thank you so much for all your time. It's
Absolutely.
been a real pleasure meeting you and your people and seeing the processes and products, and it's been a really exciting time. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank
All right,
you.
have a great day.
You bet.